Okay, when I talk about cheap web hosting providers, there are two types. First, you've got providers that are entry-level budget options that are actually usable, like Hostinger or InterServer. And secondly, there are providers who fail to perform even at the basic level and guarantee your website will go down within the first week, like Namecheap or Bluehost. People simply buy them because they're cheap and don't bother refunding the $10 or $20 once it doesn't work. So which one is FastComet? Well, I bought their $1.79 a month plan, which is, by the way, the cheapest hosting you can buy right now, and their most expensive extra plan for $4.99 a month to figure out just that. Here's how the interface looks after purchase. Nothing fancy, a couple of ads, and it's honestly quite unintuitive. For example, if this was your first time creating a website, you would probably have no clue where to click to get started creating your site. But most of the website-related stuff is handled by cPanel, which you can reach by clicking here. cPanel is a third-party solution that FastComet is licensing. It's used by plenty of other web hosting companies, and usually it does the job just fine. But for some reason, using cPanel on the cheapest FastComet plan was a nightmare. Every single button I click takes a few seconds to load, which becomes very annoying very fast. I've also tried loading up a test website that I had already made, but every time my import would just get stuck. So I had to manually connect to FTP and upload my files like in the Stone Age of web hosting. Not off to a great start because slow panel plus import issues usually means server issues. So once my test website was up and running using my caveman ooga booga methods, I finally had the opportunity to run a GT metrics speed test. My server is located in Dallas, USA, so I tested how fast my website would load to users from Canada, California, Texas, and for good measure, Europe. And the results? As I suspected from the slow control panel, absolutely awful. My website took 3.7 seconds to load from Vancouver, Canada, 13.6 seconds from San Antonio, Texas, 6.7 seconds from Amsterdam, and 9.5 seconds from San Francisco, California. Ideally, you want a load speed that's under 1 second, so 13.6 is terrible. Considering that InterServer, ChemiCloud, and Hostinger can load this exact website in around 0.8 seconds while costing less than $3 a month. So I thought maybe I just got a bad server. It happens sometimes. I contacted the support and explained that my website is loading incredibly slow. Could they help in any way? And the support wasn't very helpful. Their only suggestion was to install free optimization plugins like W3 Total Cache, but more plugins will definitely not solve this problem, since website speed is measured in two stages. One, how fast does the server take to respond? That's the TTFB, or time to first byte metric. And two, how fast the server is able to load the website after it responds. That's the time between TTFB and fully loaded time. While I can try and optimize my website, there's absolutely no way I can speed up the server response time. That's FastComet's job. And looking at my data, I've got TTFBs ranging anywhere from 1.3 seconds to 2.5 seconds, while an ideal response time is somewhere between 0 and 100 milliseconds. But anything between 100 and 300 milliseconds is still acceptable. Essentially, at the moment, my FastComet website is dealing with an average of 1.5 second delay on any action before it even starts loading. Additionally, even if I could get this plan to perform well, there are so many limits on it that it's barely usable for a whole month. For example, there's a 20 GB of bandwidth and 200,000 scripts executed within a month limit. My test website, which has zero traffic apart from one bot that visits it every minute to see if it's still up, managed to use up 500 megabytes of bandwidth and 7,000 scripts executed. So as soon as visitors start pouring in, not only will the website be slow, but you'll run out of resources before the month is up anyway. So I really can't recommend the FastComet starter plan. Sure, it's $20 for the year, but it's straight up unusable. But I still bought one more plan from FastComet, the extra plan costing $4.99. Is that going to be any better? Well, theoretically, it should. The starter plan runs on Apache, and the extra plan runs on Lightspeed, which is the fastest software for servers out of the 3 most popular solutions on the market right now. And while trying to create my test website, I could immediately see improvements. No more slow panel, and the test results were exactly what I was looking for. Using the same locations, I managed to get a loading speed of 0.8 seconds from Canada, 0.9 seconds from California, 0.7 seconds from Amsterdam, and 1 second from Texas. But only the server software wouldn't have had such a drastic improvement. These feel like completely different servers from completely different companies. I've never seen anything like this within one company. Like, really good on one side and absolutely dog shit on the other. So I asked FastComet what type of hardware they're using for their servers. And they said they can't disclose this information. Okay, weird, since every single other web hosting provider had no problem doing so, but I didn't give up that easily. I looked up my server IP address and it led back to Linode, or Akamai as of 2022, not FastComet. And now it all makes sense. I believe that FastComet is using a mix of rented servers from different companies. Some of the good ones, like Linode, and some of them who knows from where. But personally, I wouldn't take the gamble, especially since FastComet doesn't really give you any additional value on top of your web hosting package. There's nothing wrong with reselling servers, it's quite a smart move, but you have to provide a reason for customers to go to you instead of the direct source in the first place. FastComet doesn't really give you a free domain name with your plan, at least not a .com one. You can only choose from .online, .site, .store, or .tech. Everything else, you got to pay for it. FastComet advertises a free CDN, but their free CDN is literally the free tier of Cloudflare that you can get anyway. Like, they don't even help you set it up or automate any of the steps. It's quite laughable that they advertise this as a perk, but you can actually see that they don't even have enough stuff to put on their marketing copy if they're doing this. You can actually just use Cloudflare free on any web host provider. It's not exclusive to FastComet in any way, shape, or form. And their website builder tool is also just a free product from cPanel. It's not like Hostinger's website builder that they have developed specifically for Hostinger users. It's just a free product that comes together with cPanel and is honestly quite garbage. And the renewal prices are absurd as well. If you're not familiar with how web hosting works, it's basically a subscription service. Your first period is discounted and then you pay the real price each time after that. So for the first year, the starter plan is a total of $21.48. However, for every year after that, it's $107 or a 400% increase in price. The extra plan is the same. The first year is $60, while every year after that it's $300. Another 400% increase in price. ChemiCloud, InterServer, or Hostinger would provide you with a better experience for a lower price. And surprisingly enough, a lower renewal price as well. You can also get 10% discounts for any plan using the links in the description for all 3 providers. But in essence, FastComet is a merger of rented servers and a bunch of free products packaged at an attractive price that locks you in for a not-so-pleasant surprise after 1 year. The support, at least in my individual case, wasn't helpful at all, and there's really nothing that sets them apart from competitors with better pricing. If you're looking for the best web hosting providers on the market right now, check out this video next and find the perfect web host in 3 price brackets: $0 to $5, $10 to $20, and $20 and up. Good luck creating your websites, and I'll see you around.